Bucket truck time. I'm about to use it a whole bunch, so I wanted to come and tinker on it some. I'd like to figure out why it's dieseling. I'm concerned it might be because it's too hot. I'm concerned it's because of timing. Maybe it's over fueling. Well, I don't think it's that. I suspect it's timing. I think it's weird, this fan doesn't seem to tighten up when the motor gets hot. So we're going to look at a handful of things. I believe first I'm going to pull a spark plug because I've never done that, and just see what the end of the plugs actually look like. And then we'll go from there. That'll check Dad's idea that maybe it's really carboned up in there, and so it's dieseling because I got glowing bits of carbon, you know, still on the plugs or something. So that appears to be the first, fastest, easiest thing. And after that, I think we'll do some timing. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I bet we can figure out if it's way off. Well, it's not running perfect. I guess there's a little carbon in there. Plugs don't look very old. I based it off that white mark right there. Boy, the camera works pretty well. Does that say 6? Looks like it says 6, 2. Well, makes sense that that is 0 there. Or is that 16? That's 16. 12. Huh. Okay. Alright. I was going to say, it appears that the truck is 5 degrees advanced, and it's supposed to be, or after top dead, and it's supposed to be 8 before. But now that I can see with the camera, if that's 16, and that would make that first tab there, top dead center, well then that would put it at about 10 before. That would put it within range. Alright, I gotta, I don't know, a stick with a sponge or something. I gotta find a way in there to clean that off. Maybe if I rub it with my finger I can see. Well, I thought we had just found our issue with it being, you know, 13 degrees off, but now all of a sudden I think we haven't. Let me see if I can clean that. I looked up online what a replacement timing tab would be. And it means the truck is only about 2 degrees at a time. It's at 6 instead of 8. So that is probably fine. This poor thing, never been changed in its entire life, so I gotta get one of those tonight. Poor girl. It's all crushed in and sucked in on itself. No wonder the air compressor doesn't want to run. Well, shoot. Okay, so now we're down to pulling all the plugs and looking for plugs that have more deposits than others, or the clutch and fan, or possibly a plugged radiator. fluid's pretty clean in it. I don't know what kind of sediment's in there. Well, shoot. Alright, I think I'm just going to put it back together. The clutching fan seems to check out from what I did looking up how to check them. It seems to be fine. Maybe I'll clean this out. Maybe that gunk in there is preventing that spring from tightening up all the way. Other than that, I guess we need to check some things like, is it actually overheating? You know, is it actually overheating, or is it a bad gauge? See, when I look at stuff like this, and it looks to me like this motor has been way too hot a number of times, because there doesn't appear to be any paint on it, and that bright, shiny, cast irony look on the manifolds. In my mind, it says it's been hot. Maybe they never painted the thing to begin with. Truck motors are different. I don't know. It's definitely got no paint left on it, on anything. Water pump, thermostat housing. It has a pair of thermostats on it, and they said that might be an issue where you've got one thermostat that's not opening all the way. So I need to get the laser thermometer, I guess, and I can maybe check both sides of the housing. That might be an easy one. Yeah, other than that, I'm just going to put it back on. Put it back on. Whether we put it to work today or not, I don't know, but I'll put it back on. I do know that leaving the hood up about a foot keeps it from cracking 200 with the hood down, according to the stuff on the dash. I saw as high as 215. Maybe just a touch north to that, which scared me a little. That seemed high to me. And I know it diesels when it's hot. So Dad said I need to pull all the spark plugs, because I could just have one bad one causing the dieseling. Who knows, maybe the radiator's full of crap. I don't know. I know it's time to go back to work. Well, at the end of it, we discovered nothing. Took it all apart, put it all back together, and accomplished nothing, except the belts are slightly tighter. That's what I accomplished out of all this. Good times. Good times. Okay. I guess we can go up and install some soffit vent. Might as well get something done today. Well, we're back here working on the old girl again, and I decided just tune it up. I didn't even pop the cap and rotor to see if it needed it. You know, we're just going to start with a baseline. It was pretty clear by the end of work yesterday that it had developed a bit of a misfire. So this is good. It covers what Dad wanted to know, i.e., are you sure you haven't got just one or two spark plugs that are carboned up causing the dieseling? And like I said, we'll have a baseline to work from. So I'm gonna swap everything over and we'll see how she runs. I was not able to get the little air filter for the air system. It'll be here tomorrow. I want to start like at 6 a.m. because it's so hot out here, but I'll have to wait until it opens. I gotta sleep in more. Poor me. That white speck right there, I bet that glows red hot. As he so often is, Dad was right. Awesome. You think this has anything to do with running the truck with the air cleaner just sort of sat on top of it? I bet it does. Matches the rest of the maintenance I've seen. I bet I need to look at the brakes. Huh? I really need to look at the brakes. I swear to God. Dang it! Found another special one. This is the second one that smells strongly of gas. The driver's side plugs are amazingly difficult to get out, given how much room is in the engine bay. Makes you wonder if they haven't been changed. So every once in a while I do something that reminds me this isn't what I do for a living. I am now on 45 minutes just trying to get to that rear plug. I've got clutch linkage disconnected. I've been underneath, reaching up. I've been hanging over, reaching down. But this is the 80s, when they at least tried to make things somewhat accessible. I did not think of going through the tire. God, I'm an idiot. Alright, let's get that last one done. Okay, disregard the last video. So I've got seven of them done. The 8th one is right there. That big rod, that's the clutch rod. I think if I had 3/8 drive here and a shorter socket, I could probably get on that. But I don't. And I can't. So now I'm looking at trying to disconnect the clutch linkage in order to move the clutch linkage back, which would then certainly give me room to get on there. There's a lot of tension on the clutch linkage. I'm going to have to do some thinking. I was hoping that last one would be really nasty, like it hadn't been changed in a few cycles, but if anything, it's the best looking plug of them all. I really could have just left it in there. Okay, let's get this in, get the clutch hook back up, and swap over a cap and rotor. Nothing was utterly ghastly. But the little carbon button is worn down. There's some buildup there. I figured we'd see what she does here. If I try to start it, there's no air filters on anything, so I don't want to let it run long. Oh, well, I started it with the PTO engaged. Okay. That's way smoother. All right. Okay. Well, let's put everything back together. This is that air cleaner off the air compressor. No wonder she struggles to build pressure. They're bringing me in a new one. Okay, that Jesus, it's 11 o'clock. It's not what I do for a living. Hey, okay. I think we're done. It's running smoother. Still have that leak down there. We've got a bit of a stumble. What else did I do? Oh, that was missing a zert fitting, and I came prepared to drill it out and replace it. Find out, nah, it was just missing a zert fitting. So, I just found one and screwed it in. So, didn't want to take grease originally, but then it took it. So I pumped a bunch of grease in there. Clearly the first time in a while, but I don't think any damage was done. All right, you can see I used the big excavator bulldozer blade. I could grab that with the claws, and I drag it and smooth it. Works pretty darn good. Even able to scrape off some of the rocks. What I was fixing this for is to go up and finish taking the scaffolding, the external scaffolding off, and I'm installing the vent strips. So that's what we're testing it on today. This is my setup. I got, as Mr. Bastard once referred to it as in person, the world's tiniest air compressor, hung like a satellite from the truck. And then I just use staples out of an air gun, and I pop pop, stick her up in there. Working pretty good. Now I need to. It's like switching cameras because I ran the batteries dead. It is still dieseling, nothing like before, but it's not. It hasn't stopped. It still continues to run really nice. Nicer than it did anyways. I don't know, we've crossed over 90 degrees now and it's running a touch warm. Although this side of the house is about to get plunged into shade. So I guess we'll keep going. I need another adult in the second bucket because I'm not going to be able to reach certain things from the drive-in bucket, and it's really hard to drive it leaning across. Also, the damn tilt on that one is not working again. So I guess I need to take it apart and wiggle stuff like I did last time. Overall, we've had great success. Just getting it to run nicer is probably worth all the effort, but I do wish we'd fixed the problem completely.